Right then, welcome back. Today, we're going to do the European Tour in the Exhibition League, and it's 5 events, mainly races and a time attack. No, a couple of time attacks, 3 races on European circuits, and I was a bit unsure what bikes to go for, what to use, what not to use, so I flicked between the naked stuff and the sporty stuff as it wants, and old and new. It's a bit all over the place. First event, Alton Park, used the Street Triple 765, and the AI were quick, like wow, really quick. The setup was okay the first go. I ruined it for the second go. I don't know what I was playing at, but the AI were fast. This was probably the hardest race of the 3 in the event, just with the pace of the AI. The last race at Imola, it's more me being an idiot than anything else, but this one, the AI were fast, and the triumph is she's a little nervous, shall we say. So one down, a couple of seconds at the end, stone cold tired. Not quite sure what went off with the setup. I shall have to have a bit of a fettle with the 2020 Street Triple and try and work out what I need to do with it. So, event 2, French Riviera, a course that I don't like at all. So I just worked out which was the most powerful naked bike, which turns out is the MV Augusta RVS. stuck tuning it, and off we went. It didn't go to plan, but it did work out, even with me falling off at my most hated corner in the game, where my Xbox will not draw far enough into the distance for me to work out where the corner is and where to tip in, and I fell off and thought I'll still set a time, and got the gold medal anyway. So win-win. Only had to go around once, which is great because I hate this place. Job's done, thankfully. Bike's good, the track's shit, but hey ho. So, third event, Monza. Now, the bike's changed, we went to the older sporty stuff, and I would like to keep using bikes that I've not used, so the GSXR had already kind of pinged for the time attack at Donington, and I thought, you know what, I'll go with this, the NR750. Now, if you know nothing about the NR750 that Honda decided to make in the early 90s, late 80s, whenever it was, go and Google it, because Honda basically took the piss. They took a V8 and made it into a V4, and then stuck a very similar engine in their Grand Prix bikes. 2 conrods per piston, oval pistons. They are just ridiculous. How they got away with making that is beyond me, because as a motorcycle it's absolutely ridiculous. The race itself, typical Monza, as long as you hit the braking points and don't do anything daft, you're alright. First lap, turn 1, yeah, braking point goes straight out the window, nearly a second penalty. It wasn't a particularly enthralling race. It was 5 laps with me at the front riding a droney Honda V4 that wasn't quite as good as I thought it was going to be. We do get, not hunted down, that's the wrong word, but we've got a bit of a penalty, and the Chinese rider comes through the pack and is closing us down rather rapidly at the end. If there'd been another lap we wouldn't have won, but we did. It was 5 laps, so all is good. done, but it was a bit closer than I would have liked. It was a couple of tenths at the end. How he was going so fast, well, now he's going so fast, is on the GSXR 750, which, despite the PI, is probably the fastest 80s, 90s 750 you can get. But it's done, sorted. Next one, time attack Donington Park. Like I said before, I'd kind of fingered the GSXR 750 for this. It's probably the lightest with a reasonable amount of power, so I thought, yeah, that'll do. It's a mid-90s 750. How powerful can it be? Threw a setup in it and decided to try and be a clever dick and turn the electronics down, and as you are about to see, it didn't exactly go to plan. Attempt number 1, last corner. We're going to do it fairly comfortably, get on the gas too early, run wide, and that's me off. Attempt number 2, into the Melbourne hairpin, coming out of here, no wheelie control on, get on the gas, she spins up a bit, grips, up and down, like a jack in a box, and pulls off the back. The bike's in a million pieces. So I had to swallow my pride a little bit, turn the electronics back on, and third time lucky, we did it quite easy then. It's not a massively difficult target, but hey, gold is gold. Done. 4 done. 1 to go. And this is where things got a little bit interesting. So Imola 750 900cc sport bikes. I was like, it's in Italy, I'm at Imola, it's an iconic track, it's got to be the F4 750. One of the most beautiful bikes ever made, horrendous to ride, doesn't like running if it's less than 20 degrees and sunny, but what an absolute stunning bit of kit. So stuck a tune in that I thought would work, as it does with most of the bikes, and it was horrendous. The rear tyre wouldn't get warm for love nor money, the bike was twitchy, it wouldn't handle it. I mean, they've done a good job of digitising how horrendous to ride an F4 750 is. They've done a really good job, so I give them credit and kudos there, but as a bike to use, it was just shocking. It spat me off on attempt 1. Attempt 2, I've already had a bit of a mishap. Halfway through the field, come over the rise, on the brakes, all over the shop, on the curb, and replace skittles with another rider and we're off again. So more changes, trying to slow down the response of the bike, trying to get a bit of heat in the tyres. So we go for attempt number 3, and we're coming up to the bottom chicane, and I clip that rider and knock him off. That makes me miss my braking point, and then well, all bets are off because we just go barreling through the chicane. Attempt 4, we almost get knocked off by someone into that bottom hairpin. We've come up the hill. I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm on the grass. I missed the braking point, and again, we're just playing skittles. I was getting rather frustrated by this point because if I managed to get a setup that was okay, the AI would just knock me off, or I'd override the bike and make stupid mistakes. So we've managed to get onto attempt 5. The AI are quick. I end up with a couple of seconds worth of penalties, and I'm struggling to get far enough in front to win the race. I've left the full 5 laps on. It's a good race, it's very entertaining, and it's a rather close finish, shall we say. done, and we managed to win that by the huge amount of 0.2 of a second. But it'll learn me to stop being too keen and being an idiot and trying to override the bike and get loads of penalties. However, done. 5 events, 5 goals, European Tour finished, and it's another one ticked off. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and fingers crossed I will see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.